Audi Cabriolet, Audi 80 Cabriolet. Used to be a yellow automatic, probably a 5-cylinder I would have thought. I don't know what engine was in it, to be fair, we didn't see it then. Originally it was put together by some guys up north, and then I think Chris picked it up and the gearbox blew up and a couple of other things, so he asked me to have a look at the car, so we did. We had the car since lockdown last year, so we've had it a while. We've had to get parts for the car, which is super rare. It's had a 6-speed box conversion done here with us. Had a 5-speed S2, well, I had a 5-speed coupe box in it before, which is just not up to it. So it's had bigger shafts in the rear, so it's got Audrius power, rear drive shaft and hub upgrade. So you get a bigger spline on the outer CV, so when you launch the car, it doesn't shear them off. And then it's got the beefier shafts as well that Audrius does. So the rear of the car now is pretty much set for, you know, big launchers and stuff like that. So it's 4-wheel drive.
Oh,
so they're not normally 4-wheel drive, the Cabriolets. You can get an Audi Coupe Quattro, which is, this is based on underneath now.
Right.
Then this is running the ECU Masters Classic ECU, which is a standalone ECU. And then we've put a Zonner Rotor turbocharger on the original manifold. It had a turbo on it, but the power figure the customer wanted to achieve, the turbo that was on it was never going to do that. This is a 65 pound a minute turbo, so it should achieve 650 horsepower theoretically in all the right conditions. So we were actually shooting for 600 horsepower this car.
Yeah.
But when we were on the dyno, we ran the car at pretty much 2 bar of boost, 2.1 bar of boost, and it made 510.
Okay.
So the inlet manifold on the car has been, by the previous garage, has been chopped and turned around, which is okay, but the ports aren't exactly in line in some places, which is, you can't get around that if you do it that way. Really, it wants a better intake manifold on there, and it also wants a better intercooler. It's got like a 99 quid eBay intercooler on, which some are okay, believe it or not, but this one particularly, as soon as we got to 2.1 bar, we turned it up to 2.2, 2.3 bar, and it didn't do any more power. As soon as you get to that point where it doesn't do any more power, you know that there's a restriction.
Right.
So the power should go up, unless you start to really force it through to go up a big amount, then the power will go up. But in this case, it didn't move. So, you know, the turbocharger itself is fine. The exhaust system is 3-inch, so it should be fine. But I think basically we're starting to get back pressure in the intercooler.
Right.
So what happens is you just turn in the boost up and it won't go through basically. So until you really force it through, so you'd end up running 3 bar of boost to try and achieve where you want to be. It's not efficient, and as you change gear, then the heat goes up, the EGTs go up, the intake temp goes up, and everything starts to get hot. And ultimately, the car would be slower, even though theoretically you're trying to run more power.
Yeah.
You know, a car running less power that's got less heat will always be quicker.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
There's always that sweet spot, and the sweet spot with this setup is currently 510. So, you know, it goes well. So yeah, I mean, it's a fully built engine. Previous garage has built the engine on the car. I don't know the spec of the engine. I've not been enlightened to what it is, but you know, it sounds okay. So, you know, we've done an oil change on it to, you know, try and keep it alive as long as possible. So I'm sure it will be okay. Yeah, it's basically a 4-wheel drive Audi Cabriolet with 510 horsepower. So that's probably like I should have thought low boost. Let's have a look. That's the switch there for the boost.
Okay, right. So, awesome.
And then we'll just work out whether or not that was low or high.
The sound of these things is so cool.
They do sound good. They do sound good.
Oh, I can really hear the turbo as well. It's mega.
It's a big unit. The way it looks big as well. So, and then we've got anti-lag as well, that's on now.
So much character. It's just, this is amazing.
It's funny.
Yeah, I'm falling in love with this car already.
We need to put a GoPro on the back bumper.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get some footage
of that. Yeah.
100%.
I'm sure that's high boost there. We'll just try it.
What brakes are on the car?
Not very good ones. So it's got, I think it's got Porsche 4 pots on it.
Right.
So they're painted in yellow. So
Cool.
but yeah, they're probably they'll need. To be fair, they're going to be fairly new anyway, although they have been used.
Yeah.
I don't know what pads are in there. They were done by the previous garage.
Right.
So it's one of those where we sort of taken over the job at the end, and some stuff's unknown. Like, it really wants some better coilovers on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's running coilovers now, but they're kind of homemade things. So
Okay. Right.
you can hear the engine. It's got the proper 5-cylinder noise, you know.
Such a sweet sound. So awesome. It's mega.
Tell you what, it probably really does want like a boost gauge in the car, so you know what. That might give Chris a ring and see if he wants to put one in it.
That would
Actually,
be cool.
when this car clears, we'll give it a footful and go up to 60 mile an hour, won't we? So
Absolutely. Only ever the speed limit. Put a smile, like a huge smile on your face, this car does.
of course.
Oh, it sounds so awesome. So cool. One of the best 5-pot sounds ever. Oh, it's awesome. So
It's
good.
got the longer exhaust manifold on, so it tends to sound like the old rally cars then.
It's brilliant.
Just put the window up a bit, not too much.
Yeah, no. That sounds just everything. I don't even think we need to speak. Just let the car speak for itself. Whoa.
There you go.
It's just chaos. Oh, it's chaos.
Funny.
That is so good.
You got to be careful how long you run everything for.
Yeah.
Obviously, as you add more stuff, you need to add more sensors to be able to try and get the car to be, for safety. But there comes a point where it just gets very, very expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I don't really want to pull out in front of these lorries and vans because
you can't trust them.
No, they'll be like, "Oh, target!"
Yeah.
Them two hairdressers in the Audi Cabriolet look.
Speedo's sort of kicked back in now. That was weird. So it is plugged in. It's just maybe a bit.
Probably it's got a bad wiring, the loom probably. The loom on this car is not brilliant because it's been modified quite heavily by the previous garage, so I'll have to, there you go. It's a different car. Chris, who owns it, he's got an Audi V10 R8.
Nice,
the new one, so he loves the car shows and stuff. Really nice bloke, to be fair. You know, when he gets the car back, he'll absolutely love it. So, well, I'm hoping so anyway. And then he's going to come back for suspension because he wants different coilovers and stuff, but he wants to have the car back for a bit first. So just so he can drive it around and put some miles on it, you know. Because obviously a lot of the conversions have been done elsewhere, so I've checked certain things over, but there's no point in me doing everything they've done again.
Yeah.
So, you know, really it wants some bushes on it and things like that, and wants a few new, in my opinion, wants like new ball joints and steering bits, but it's like, where do you stop?
Yeah.
You know, and the problem is by carrying on spending more and more and more money, sometimes you're doing everything twice potentially. So we're just trying to get him in the car, put some miles on it. It's safe, you know, it won't be unsafe, but sometimes in a car like this with this much power, you want to do some miles, see what's wearing out, and then just replace anything that's sort of older with new parts so that it's going to last much longer, because stuff wears out much quicker, you know.
are parts fairly hard to find for this?
Really difficult,
I
yeah.
was gonna,
You can get stuff, but some stuff's not, the quality's either not good or, you know, I know Chris has got a hard top for it.
Oh, okay.
So that's quite rare to get hold of one of those. So that'll look nice. Instead of having the roof, it'll have it like a, you know, a hard top. It's painted in, I presume it's Nardo grey.
Yeah.
Looks that way. So
yeah.
It's not a bad looking car. It's got the S-line, I think the A3 or A6 S-line wheels on there, the two-piece BBS ones. So they're nice. It's different, isn't it? Oh, these are Corsa VXR, I think.
Okay.
Corsa VXR seats.
Right, Recaro seats.
So they're like a CS but with a different bottom on it.
People must be looking at this and thinking, there's no way that's coming from that. What is going on?
Exactly. Same colour look.
Oh yeah, Nardo grey BMW.
Wonder what's going through his mind. Wonder if he's thinking, Not that, I bet.
Flipping heck. This thing is sleeper as F. Like, oh dear. It's just glorious in every way, shape and form. Oh, I love it. I love this thing.
You want one, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I do want one.
Just the way it like lifts and goes, isn't it?
Yeah. So much character. Oh, I love it.
I know what Chris is going to be like. He's going to get it back, go out in it first few times, say, yeah, that's quick. Then he's going to be like, Will, I want more power.
Can it be quicker, please?
Right, okay. New intercooler, new inlet manifold, bigger injectors, more power.
Sorry, earlier you said it's a 6-speed converted now, is it?
Yeah, so it's the Audi S2 6-speed ABY gearbox.
So, is that the traditional...
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Is that the traditional gear stick, right?
That's the original 5-speed one, yeah.
To go into 6th, you're essentially putting it into reverse.
And then reverse is next to first now.
Okay.
So it's changed.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So
Police.
Coming for us, mate.
We'll be long gone.
See ya.
What an experience this thing.
We'll go and do a little launch down the back of the estate now and see what you think to that.
I'm sure I'll be blown away. Quite literally.
You never know, dear.
Oh, whoa, that really tickled my insides.
What do you think to that then?
That tickled my insides more than the RS3 converted Golf. That, whoa.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see my face back on that. Whoa! Flipping out, it's aggressive.
Yeah, it's, I mean, if you really, really wind them up, then you can.
Christ! I've never felt a launch so aggressive in my life.
Well, that's why Audi Quattro's the one, mate.
Yeah, that is. Oh, I love it. I've fallen in love with this car. What a machine. Well, I feel a bit dizzy now. I feel like I'm.
Feel a wee bit sick. Well, there we go.
Oh, what a way to end it. Oh, guys, cannot explain the sensation of that launch. That is unbelievable. Wow. Wow. That was epic. Fantastic.